take 6 to 10 days to germinate. The ideal soil temperature for germination is anywhere from 16 to 30 degrees Celsius. During germination, the seed coat breaks and the root emerges, growing into the soil. This enables the bean to be anchored and for water absorption to occur. The shoot also emerges and pushes out of the soil. When sowing the bean seed, it is important to sow it 20 millimeters deep. The emerging shoot contains the embryonic leaves. In the case of the bean plant, there are 2 embryonic leaves. This makes it a dicotyledon plant. The reason I chose to grow beans is because I really like climbing plants. Part of my love for climbing plants is I find the mechanism as to how they climb very interesting. This mechanism, how it works, is the plants use the growth hormone called auxin. What happens, the way to remember it is stimulate, translocate, and elongate. So what happens is when a bean plant or a tendril come in contact with a supporting structure, this stimulates the receptors on the bean plant that are touching the support structure. Once stimulated, the auxin, or the growth hormone, it translocates to the opposite side, the side that is not stimulated. And this then causes elongation. Auxin promotes growth in the side that is not stimulated. One of the things that we can learn from plants, because plants have much more simple lives than us. You know, they don't have so many complexities, and sometimes an easier way for us to understand our own lives is to look at the things around us and extrapolate these ideas and apply them to our own lives. Be like a plant. Find what stimulates you, put your energy into that, and watch yourself grow around that which supports you. One of the things that I've done in order to promote my bean growth is taking the actively growing part and placing this around the twine that I already have. And while I was doing this, I was thinking about my relationship to the plant. You know, I planted the bean next to the structure that I'd made so that it would be able to grab on and grow. It has attached itself, but the sun is coming from the other direction, so it will grow away from the support structure. And that is why I have to take the growing part and put it behind the twine so that it is able to recognize that the support structure is there. I can't control what the plant does or how it grows. What I can do is I can observe how it's growing. I can use this observation and my prior knowledge on basic plant growth to provide it with the best conditions in order for it to thrive. I can regulate the environment to help the plant. The plant can't see the same way I can. It can't make a conscious decision with a cost-benefit analysis and evaluate the best direction to grow based on the surrounding structural support and light exposure. But I can. You know, we can play God to plants. And you think of playing God as seen as a power-hungry, psychotic thing. But in my mind, we invented God. So why can't we be God? We've created a world that's so different to the natural one. We defy basic biological evolution. The one consistency between all living things on this earth doesn't apply to us. We're gods living in our own world. And I think that begs the question, if you already are a god, what kind of god do you want to be? A bean plant is able to self-pollinate due to possessing perfect flowers. Perfect flowers contain both the male and female reproductive organs. These are the stamen and pistils, respectively. Self-pollination means that the pollen from the male organ can transfer to the stigma of the same flower. Beans can also undergo cross-pollination, which is the pollination between two different flowers. Insects, like bees, enable cross-pollination between flowers. This can reportedly increase the yield. Additionally, it increases genetic variation, which is especially useful if the seeds produced are stored and sowed the following year.